Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on where you are. Today we have a good one here. This is the Surface laptop for business. Now, it is the Series 7, but they're not actually calling that. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. Kind of confusing, actually. This is the Surface laptop for business that is running the Lunar Lake processor from Intel. So what we already saw from the consumer side of things was the Snapdragon X Elite and the X Plus processor from Qualcomm, right? We saw that last year, and we saw great battery life, great efficiency, but we had some compatibility issues. We had some driver issues. Gaming wasn't on the forefront for it, but of course, it's not a gaming laptop or not a gaming two-in-one that we saw, so keep that in mind. But I think with Lunar Lake, things changed quite a bit, and I did a live unboxing, or sort of live unboxing. I did some testing on it the other day. I'll leave a link to the replay if you didn't catch it. But one thing I'm seeing with this Lunar Lake, the Core Ultra 5, the 236V, which I don't know if Microsoft actually has an exclusive on that specific SKU, but we're seeing pretty good single multi-core, certainly very good for Microsoft Office, email, web browsing, everything you'd want to do with this. It's fine. It's got Intel Arc 130V graphics. Obviously, this has been a game changer in a lot of ways for an integrated solution with this Intel Arc graphics. And if you go up to the top line model, which is the Core Ultra 7 268V with V Pro, you're also going to get the 140V graphics that we saw as well. And I'm not seeing a huge difference between the 140V and the 130V graphics, to be honest with you. Maybe a little bit higher clock speeds, a little bit higher performance with the 140V. That being said, this has been a really great laptop. It's been efficient, it's been cool, it's been quiet, outstanding battery life. I'm seeing 20 plus hours video playback. I'm seeing 20 hours or so mixed use. I am not joking on this one. This is really great for battery life. This is exactly what I've been looking for in a small form factor, thin and light laptop, to get that cool, quiet performance, and I want to get that great longevity. This fits the bill. We're going to find out today why I think this is a great, outstanding ultra portable laptop here for 2025, and maybe one of the top ones to get. So just stay tuned. Let's get a look at this here for 2025. Hey everybody, it's Andrew, and this is the Microsoft Surface laptop for business, brand new for 2025. Coming up. Now, the first thing I'm going to talk about is the build. The build and the overall aesthetics is outstanding here. So this is the black, right? So you can only get the business version here in two colors, right? Platinum and black. Now, I saw the platinum with the Snapdragon version. I have it in the 15-inch, and I wanted to shake things up, so I ordered the black one with the caveat that I thought maybe it would get a lot of fingerprints. And yes, it will show more fingerprints, but I'm going to tell you right off the bat, it is a lot better than some of the other laptops, including the MacBook Pro in the space black, which shows more fingerprints, and this has a better, I think, oleophobic coating, especially on the keyboard, as I'll show you. But this has been a fantastic look. It's a minimalist look. It's sleek. It's very premium in terms of the build. It's very MacBook-esque in terms of the build quality, and you can't go wrong with this in terms of the black. With the platinum, of course, a very classic look, also shows less fingerprints, but again, they did a pretty good job with the oleophobic coating. It's not too heavy, it's not too bulky, it's got a really nice, well-balanced design, and I gotta tell you, this thing has been premium. Now, let's talk about one of the stars of the show, and that would be this Pixel Sense display. Now, this is the 13.8-inch model. It also comes in a 15-inch model. We have that, of course, with the Snapdragon, but you can get this in a 15-inch as well for the business-focused version. And what we're seeing is supposedly a better anti-glare, anti-reflective coating on it. Yes, it is better from years past, but it's still a glossy display. But I would like to see a matte option offered for this. That would be fantastic. Kind of like the nano texture we saw with the MacBook Pro. This would be perfect for that. Now, I did order a matte screen protector that's coming to see if it will give me more of that matte finish. I will let you know how that's going to look on it. But as far as this, as it is out of the box, it is a glossy display, but again, they've toned down the glare and the reflection. Now, one thing I am happy about is they've reduced the bezels here, so it's a much more sleek and modern looking device. One of the criticisms I've had in the past is that it was actually too thick, the bezels, right? A little unsightly. Now, unlike the MacBook, you don't get a notch or anything, but you do get a really nice full HD webcam. And of course, this being a Copilot Plus PC, you get all the bells and whistles, studio effects, all that stuff is here. I will show you an example in a moment, but it is a very good webcam. So this is the camera on the Surface laptop for business here for 2025, running Intel's Lunar Lake processor, 1080p, IR camera. So that means if you want to log in with face recognition, you have that option, which I like, of course. This, of course, has the studio effects. It is a Copilot Plus PC. It has an NPU, 45, 47 tops, whatever the hell it is. I never bothered to even look, to be honest, but it does help with the NPU and all that in terms of the studio effects, background blur, auto framing. It's all here. What do you think about the video quality and what do you think about the audio quality? Let me know in the comments section below. Now, the keyboard to me is one of the stars of the show as well. So this keyboard is a really nice one in terms of key travel, typing out documents, emails, and the like has been very good. It's got a touchpad here, and the touchpad is a haptic touchpad. Now, they've licensed the technology, Microsoft licensed the technology from Sensel, and of course, if you watch my videos, you know I'm a big fan of the Sensel haptic technology, and they incorporate that here. So scrolling, two-finger gestures, everything works very well. The haptic feedback is excellent. They did a very good chef's kiss here on the touchpad. So really good in that regard. It's proportionally sized here. It's a very good touchpad. Now, as I mentioned, we'll get back to the screen for a moment here. This is a touch screen display, by the way. And having the touch here is really great. Pinch to zoom, all that is working well, but there's no pen support layer, no Surface Pen like you get on the Surface Pro. Years past, they used to offer this with the Surface Pen support, but no longer. So just keep that in mind with this. But again, having the touch layer is something you can't get on a MacBook, and I think that's a leg up. It's a nice convenience factor. Not everybody needs to use it, but it's there if you want to use it. Now, the other thing about this display, 120 hertz refresh rate, dynamic. It will switch between 60 and 120. You can keep it on 120 is what I'm doing right now. Of course, if you go with dynamic or 60 hertz, you will do better on battery life. Although I've tested this with the 120 enabled and without the dynamic refresh rate, and it still managed 20 plus hours. So excellent battery life on this. Now, when it comes to battery life, this has been one of the most impressive things about this laptop. 20 plus hours pretty much in real world mixed usage. I am not kidding. I had a hard time killing this battery, trying everything in the book. Now, I ran the PC Mark X Modern Office test, I ran the video playback test, I ran the gaming test, and all impressive numbers, off the chart type numbers. So if you're looking for a laptop that not only runs cool and quiet, but also efficiently, this is the laptop to choose in this category. Okay, let's talk performance on here. And like I mentioned earlier, I went with the Core Ultra 5 236V, and I didn't see a big difference between the Core Ultra 5 and the Core Ultra 7 in Series 2 like we have here. So I definitely would recommend, if you want to save some money, go with the Core Ultra 5. You're going to see very similar performance. And speaking of the performance, multi-core, single core has been okay. It's certainly fast enough what you need this laptop to do. And what is that? Microsoft Office, email, web browsing. But when we're running Cinebench, or 2024 or Geekbench 6 here, you're definitely going to see on the synthetic benchmarks, it's not going to be quite as good as the Qualcomm offering or from anything from Apple or certainly AMD as well. So that is something to be aware of. But in real world usage, you will not notice a difference. I promise you, for what you're going to use this ultra thin and light laptop to do, you will not have any hiccups. You will not have any slowdowns. Now, excellent performance when it comes to graphics. This is the Intel Arc 130V. If you go with the Core Ultra 7, you go up to the 140V. And as you can see, 3D Mark, Time Spy, Firestrike, Wildlife Extreme, all working very well. Obviously, the numbers are very impressive. And as you want to do some gaming on this, certainly you can lower some of the settings and play with that. You'll get some playable frame rates as you see here right now. So very good overall graphics performance, a great integrated graphics solution. Now, what about thermals here? So I ran the Temps by stress test here to see if this will thermal throttle under heavy load. It got a very good score there. It didn't get quite a passing score, but it came pretty close. So not much thermal throttling detected. When I put this under heavy load, the surface remained very cool to the touch in terms of where you place your fingers. On the underside, it never got overly hot. I was able to use this on my lap. And as far as fan noise is concerned, this has got to be one of the quietest laptops I've ever used, even under heavy load. They did a fantastic job keeping this cool and quiet. All right, let's check out the port selection here, and it's pretty interesting. So on the right side is the Surface Connect port, and we'll get to that in a moment. I have mixed feelings on it. We'll talk about that. Now, on the left side is your headphone jack, USB-A, 2 USB Type-C Thunderbolt 4 ports. So no micro SD card reader or anything like that. If you want a micro SD card reader, you will have to step up to the 15-inch model, which does have an option, well, it does have the micro SD card reader. They don't have it on the smaller version, so just keep that in mind. Now, instead of this Surface Connect port, which is very similar to the MagSafe on the MacBook, I don't mind it's there, but I would rather have another USB-C port, or in addition, I would like an HDMI port. So you don't get either one of those on the right side here. So I would trade out that Surface Connect port. The 2 Thunderbolt 4 ports are on the right side, or on the left side rather, and those will allow you to connect to things like an external GPU, Thunderbolt docks, and so forth. Again, I would like those split up, one on each side, make it more convenient. Unfortunately, that's not the case, but if you're going to charge with that Surface Connect port, that sort of alleviates the problem. But again, I'd like to see a USB-C port in addition, or instead of this Surface Connect port, and throw in an HDMI 2.1 while you're at it. Here's the X9. MacBook Pro. All right, let's talk pricing here. And I picked up the entry-level model, whatever that may you want to call it. It's anything but entry-level as far as premiumness, but it costs $14.99 and it gets you that Core Ultra 5 236V, 256 gigs of storage. Now, this storage is user upgradable, and Microsoft has a service video as well as iFixit doing a teardown showing you that you can upgrade it. It is a small form factor, 2230 or M.2 2230, like we saw on the Surface Pro devices. So you can upgrade this yourself. And as you can see, reads and writes are certainly respectable here, fast enough for what you need this laptop to do. So $14.99 gets you this, of course, version here. It's all the same display. display options. And speaking of which, there's no OLED option like you get on the Surface Pro 11 and Surface Pro for Business here. This would have been killer if they put an OLED option here. At least give us that option like you do on the Surface. And unfortunately, we don't get that here. So that's a little bit of a miss, although I have to say this 13.8-inch Pixel Sense display, which is IPS, has worked out really well. So that has been very good. It's been bright. It's got good color accuracies. Coverage of the color gamut is good. Deep blacks, good contrast, good white point. Overall, a very good display. So as far as buying the entry-level model, the only reason I went with this 256 gigs in terms of the storage is because I have an M.2 2230 terabyte, so I will be putting that in, so saving some money. But I would not recommend anybody getting a laptop here in 2025 without a minimum of 512 gigabytes, preferably 1 terabyte of storage. So that's my caveat or my warning to you. That being said, of course, $14.99 is not cheap because you're not getting some things you'd get on those high prices, especially in not having an OLED display. Although, like I said, you're going to make it up in battery life. And of course, this is a very good display in its own right. Why is this not being offered towards the consumer? Yes, I, as a consumer, went out and I bought this. Yes, I did not get a review unit from Microsoft. I went out to Microsoft's business site and I bought it like anybody else. And actually, the experience was okay. I didn't have any hiccups. I heard some other reviewers, other people had hiccups trying to order this. Why is this not available in Best Buy? Why is this not available on Microsoft's consumer site? That is a big mystery. I don't know if they have an exclusive with Qualcomm as far as Surface devices for consumers, but they definitely should offer this towards the consumer. Now, that being said, it is easily bought. You can go buy it. I have a link in the description below. It's not an affiliate link, so I'm not making any commission, but I want you to be able to find where you can buy it and without any issues. So I think they did a fantastic job here. The few things that I would change is maybe put another USB-C port, take away the Surface Connect, give us an HDMI, give us an OLED option. But other than that, a fantastic battery life, a really nice display, premium build quality, sheer sleek looks here, fantastic, excellent Sensel Haptic Touchpad, and a really great package. But I'm curious to know what you think. Let me know in the comment section below. This is going to earn my editor's choice here for 2025 so far. This is a high recommend here on my part. And I think if Microsoft can make this available to the consumer, we might have a pretty amazing thing here. Again, you can go buy it. You just have to go to Microsoft's business site, unfortunately. That being said, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Now, we're making our push here for 200,000. We're now at over 188,000. We're making a big push. Things are really growing quickly now. So make sure if you are watching this content, you're enjoying this content, why not hit that subscribe button? It doesn't cost anything and it helps support the channel. And of course, as always, I leave affiliate links in the description below, except for this one, of course, which is a business, Microsoft business site. I am not an affiliate of that. So just keep that in mind. But still, anytime you buy through my links, other than this one, you will help support the channel, and it is much appreciated, everybody. So until next time, this is Andrew, and I'll see you in the next video.